All right, I'd like to call county supervisors meeting to order and stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I look for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So move.
One second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Look for a motion to approve the minutes for October 14th.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Claims for October 21st total $290,775.52.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meetings attended, Scott.
At a Highway 61 coalition meeting, they got enough money together to hire an engineering firm to make some preliminary plans to present to the state, I guess, and they're kind of looking at possibly 3 different plans. More likely, there's gonna be roundabouts down there. That's what they're wanting.
Roundabouts.
Burlington.
On 61 Roosevelt. That's what this is mainly for, and so they're gonna, at some point, they'll present it to the state, and I mean, it's years down the road, sounds like, so. I guess that was the only meeting I had. Got several this week.
I didn't have any last week. I had a couple phone correspondence with people, but other than that. I got more this week.
The only one I had was with the auditors. I think you guys popped in there too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
auditor.
did have that.
Yeah.
I've got plenty this week, so. Payroll changes, the only one I have, looks like they got a new cook for the jail.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Item number 8 is discussion and or action on resolution 202545, the Hogan Hollow subdivision. Talk to me. You know,
Kind of where's that, down 55th. Flat. Yeah. The original owner bought the farm ground. Gonna tear down the house. And then they decided that this guy wanted to buy that I think that works for him, is that correct?
Yeah, so my name's Steve Kundal. I'm an attorney in Western. I represent Kyle and Michelle Hogan. So what happened originally, Jack, the Wilsons bought the whole quarter section, but their farmers, they only wanted the tillable acres. And so then we split, we had a survey done, and then Kyle and Michelle Hogan, whose house is kind of over here in this corner, bought the timber acres. There was the old Gaft family farmhouse there. Evidently, it was in just a horrible shape, so that's been torn down. And now the Hogans are gonna split off. It's just a 1-lot subdivision to, I believe it was for their son to live in.
Yep,
So,
that's what I took it as.
yeah.
But it was a long process with the house because I had to go through the private well sewer systems, and we was gonna rebuild or we was gonna fix it up, then we decided to tear it down. So now they're coming in to build a new house. So I talked to her about it, get the system put in there now. But other than that, there's no issues on my end on it. With anybody.
you see that? Well. With that, I would look for a resolution to approve resolution 202545. The Hogan Hollow subdivision.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 202545.
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, today is October. Um, 21st.
Don't cover any numbers, so.
And he says you can just put it wherever you want, just say it in the middle.
It's being recorded, right?
Here, but just don't cover up any of the numbers. Perfect,
Everybody has to sign this, right?
yes. So don't sign your name over any numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the resolution, you need to sign it here.
That, I don't.
That you have there.
May I have plenty of things around them. Okay, are we good? Can we move along?
Yep.
I don't have anything else, but you guys got something? Yeah. No? No,
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Yeah. Adam, you're up.
Yeah, so I go see that.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Getting ready for winter?
Getting ready for winter. Probably gonna be hauling salt and sand, first week in November or so is planned.
That's good.
With that,
I didn't. I'm sure she needed.
I'll wait till then.
No.
Okay, pop in here at the same time.
I don't know. Absolutely.
How's everybody doing? Good, good. Update, I think on 92 is I think they got the main line paving done and are working on shoulders, so. Hopefully we're still shooting for Veterans Day weekend or so. It'll be open, hopefully, if things continue to go well, so that'll be nice. We were supposed to have a bid letting today for the bridge on the K Road. There was an Amazon Web Services outage and that took down the DOT's bidding site. So it pushed back to whenever, so not a huge deal, I guess, but just a thing that's annoying. So anyway, that'll happen here sometime. Maintenance wise, we are hauling a lot of rock and it's a couple weeks. We do have a big pipe project to do down in Oakville once it arrives. It's a 60-foot, 6-foot diameter one. So it's a special order. It's supposed to be here next week. So we'll do that and then we got a couple other projects down there to do, so do that and probably get back to hauling rock and do some salt and sand here beginning of November. And then probably after Veterans Day around Thanksgiving or so, we'll probably start working on that overpass project up by Gladwin. So that's our plans for now. The office, we're doing some design and project closeout and things like that, so nothing too crazy. I did do the landfill inspection yesterday, or not the landfill, the transfer station inspection yesterday, and that's all off to the state, so.
Very good.
Any questions for me or anything going on?
No,
So,
All right, head of the IMWCA incident review training thing now, so. That's good.
You can use it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that-
Oh.
Are you ready?
Sure.
We had a Board of Health meeting last week. So you-
Yes, we did. Oh, you're right. It was on Tuesday night. Yeah, great.
Mosquitoes we were done collecting mosquitoes. We've sent those in. So we'll look for the report mid-November, hopefully. We'll get that out. And I'll present that to you guys, after I get it presented to the Board of Health. We're in the middle of flu shot season, so we're kind of busy with clinics. We have one tonight, a public one in Morning Sun from 4 to 6. Immunization audits for the schools have been completed and submitted. They had to be done by the end of this month. Daycares have to be done by the end of January, so we'll get those scheduled soon and get those completed. Just finished our Medicare cost report yesterday, and that'll get submitted today. That's a requirement for our home health. I completed the annual report yesterday as well, and I'll present that to you after the Board of Health looks at it in November. And then I did send you guys out an email about the 99 Counties project with the Iowa Cancer Registry. That's on November 10th from 2 to 3 down at the ambulance barn. So that is happening. Just make sure if you are coming, you have to register for that. And then I guess environmental health has also been super busy. They've been doing water tests like crazy. So water tests, he's had well shockings and closures this past month. So I can usually update you on them, but he's been pretty packed. So that's about all I really have right now.
Yes, I would encourage people to show up to that cancer thing
Mm-hmm.
based on some of the information that she's provided. There seems to be a little bit of a hot spot right here in.
Yeah, so Iowa is the second in the nation with new cancer rates. Louisa County, it ranks 49th across the state. So we're kind of right in the middle of new cancer rates. So they're going to come and present trends, statistics, risk factors, just a discussion on, what can we do? Can we mitigate it somehow? What can each individual person do to kind of get our rates down? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kenny?
Not a whole lot. November 13th, I'll finish my last 4 certification classes for EMA. Then I'll have to do online stuff for the next year, which is about 24 hours worth of things, but that'll be easy to get done. The big portions of my time right now have been taken up on this hazardous mitigation plans, working with FEMA and then working with Zach James at Southeast Iowa Regional Planning. Once the contracts are all signed, I'll get those back to Zach and then we'll start having meetings. There'll be a board that'll be made up. I think one of the supervisors will be on it. Leo will probably be on it, some superintendents and things like that. That'll get this plan updated and ready to go. One thing we probably need to think about, I know it's a budget thing, but we need to start planning on maybe starting to pull a little money over to the EMA budget for this hazardous mitigation plan. FEMA always talks that one day this money is going to go and it's going to cost us a portion of money. So we're going to start maybe budgeting, a few $1,000s here and there every year to roll back to be able to pay for this. And in the next 5 years, that would be something we need to look at during budget season. E911 board meeting tonight at 6:30 at the sheriff's office. And other than that, that's about it.
I know we've talked about this a little bit in the past. Is there a way we can work on EMA? Trying to work on a generator for the.
We have talked about that. Somebody needs to let me know what they want. I need to have a cost estimate so I can take that with me to start applying for grants.
Let me talk to electrician to see what the power requirements would be first.
Yeah.
Because the parts for that old generator are really, really hard to come by. I'm still fighting.
Ideally, we need a new one there on the east side where that tank is.
Let me try to get you some information.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, next on the list then, item 12 is like, contract for the hazard mitigation plan. Someone through this real quick, it looked like, unfunded costs of 8,000.
On my portion will be 5,357.10, which I have that to be able to put towards that. Total cost is 35,714, but there's grants and things that come in from the state and FEMA that will pay for that stuff. Southeast Iowa Regional Planning will get all that. And I know in the next one, Zach shot high on the cost estimates because he didn't want to undershoot it, but I don't think it'll be exactly 6,500 per each time. It'll be a little bit less than that, but he didn't want to undershoot it, so.
More requirements from the federal government that we have to figure out how to pay for. Isn't that great?
So you have to do this every 5 years?
It's a 5-year plan, yeah. So that's where we need to start maybe thinking about if FEMA doesn't do this, then, gives us this grant, and we need to start throwing some money at it, setting it aside. I know that's a sore subject with money, but for now, we'll get the grant, and I've got the $5,000 in the account to be able to cover our portion of it, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Good. With that, I would guess I would look for a motion to approve, signing of the hazardous mitigation plan.
I'll make that motion.
No second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. You need this, or does she need that?
I'll need it, and then I'll make a copy.
I'll need a copy.
Yep.
Then my signature and just yours.
Okay. Anything else before I move on? No? Okay. All right, item number 13 is discussion and interaction on the Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Commission services for Louisa County. This is a project we do with Southeast Regional every year. And they do help do our grants and all that kind of stuff, so. I
That
don't,
was what you
Yeah,
emailed me.
So that is the contract for them to put this hazardous mitigation plan together.
Now I'll make a motion to sign the contract with Southeast Iowa Regional Planning.
No second.
any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm looking for a signature.
Should be ready to go somewhere.
There it is. Okay, item number 14 is an application for our open seat on the Board of Health. We received this last week. Ashley Bartenhagen here in town, she's a local. She currently not teaches, but she does mental health type services at the schools. And she has her private practice uptown, so I thought that would be a very good addition to the board. So with that, I would look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve Ashley Bartenhagen to the Board of Health.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yay, we're full for now.
Susan, will you forward me her email, please?
Yep. Thank you.
And we have a meeting a week early because of Veterans Day. So if you wanna make sure she's aware of that, she can attend that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, item number 15, is, about the heating parts at the complex. I had a meeting with, Brett Menace. He sent his estimate over. They do the preventative checks in the spring for the AC, and now these are the preventative checks for the heat in the winter. It's cheaper because the heat isn't quite as involved as the AC part is, so $2,465 to go through everything and make sure that the people at the complex have heat, because they get kind of whiny when it's cold out there.
I'm still wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Not me.
I had my window open yesterday, so.
I think it's probably money well spent, because, I think
Yeah.
for a while, we've been kind of skipping that in the past, and just kind of flipping the switch and hoping everything works, and it works initially until it gets really cold, and then that's when things go badly, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the estimate.
How much was that? $2,465.
No second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You wanna sign that so I can send it to him?
Sure. All right, item number 16 was the discussion. I don't think we're gonna do any action today because it's not completed, but if you want to do some discussion on the donating to leave policy, we can, or we can wait until next week. I have been talking to Susan about it off and on. They kind of have something drafted, but there's some problems with this.
Yeah,
One of the problems is the roads department themselves are kind of their own budget. So how, in an accounting atmosphere, does someone donate time from that to someone in the treasurer's office or whatever? The other part would be, if you're donating time and you've got one at a real high pay scale and one at a low pay scale, how does that translate? And it doesn't sound like a big deal on the outside. From an accounting standpoint, it's difficult. We have a lot of people, a lot of auditors, a lot of people looking at our books. And I don't know how you explain that to them.
well, from what I saw, the auditor isn't real keen on it.
I had Bailey.
Yeah,
Bailey,
In
yeah.
fact,
On the outside, it looks like a pretty simple thing, but the larger you get especially in a government where you're dealing with taxpayer funds, this is tough. It's not a small business where you can just, my business, if I decided I wanted to grant somebody some, I could, it's my money, but this isn't our money, so. Let's, I guess, wait till the next meeting. We'll see what they have drafted, but I don't know how this is all gonna work out from an accounting standpoint.
I mean,
It's
some,
easier just to say no.
some will say the money's already budgeted, yes, in that, but you're giving that fund more time where it's making a difference because you're using more money out of that budget line. Even though it's already budgeted per se, from what the auditor, Shy Bailey, was stating, it's still little. You're giving that person in that budget extra. You're using extra money out of that fund instead of.
And I don't care how many rules you put in place on, a grandfather, grandparent, whatever, or your own personal illness. There is gonna be something that comes up that somebody's gonna ask for that's not on the list.
Right,
And if you grant somebody one thing and you don't grant somebody else, are you opening the county up for, some potential lawsuit that there's a mad employee that quits and then you have to defend your actions, and not that I'm not sympathetic,
Yeah.
it's just kind of makes your head spin when you actually step back and start thinking about all the angles.
Yeah, because Bailey had many issues with it. They listed a whole bunch of issues in regards to it.
It's very difficult to be fair and have the complete accountability behind it. But
Well, then the way it was written, it looked like, is it Paul and Susan to decide if it's legit?
technically, and he doesn't want that
Well, that's what I
responsibility.
figured.
So then it'll fall back on this board, and then this board makes a decision and 10 years from now, you have a different board in here and they make a different decision. That's why I said sometimes it's easier just to say no and then just. No. Move on.
There may be something to look at too, is, if you had a certain amount of leave build up, to have some kind of cash out program. Or if you had over so much, you could cash out a couple weeks, and if you want to help somebody out, cash it out and help them out,
Yeah.
instead of just getting them, so. There's some other things you could look at too, but yeah, I could see a lot of headaches with this.
And I think based on what we had, information we had in the past, it was kind of on a. As needed basis. They decided at the time whether they wanted to grant it or not. I don't know if that's a.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that favoritism couldn't come into play, but it could. Very easily. Think somebody's. Problem is important enough to allow it, and that's not fair either. Because what I think is important and what Beth thinks important are two different things, Okay, well, let's, just see what comes of, happen at the next meeting. Alright. Item number 17 is a discussion on driver's license in Louisa County. I have this put on here only because we brought it up at the last meeting that I think it's the end of the month, right? We extended the end of the month.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, November. And I didn't want to wait till the very last minute to have any sort of discussion about it. I felt like it's important to kind of have some dialogue, and if we don't make action today, that's fine, but I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. You guys got the email from the state? I don't know if you've had time to digest it. There's a lot of information there.
well, I tried, was you able to log on to that video? 'Cause it wouldn't work for
I
me.
think that's part of that Amazon thing,
Oh,
I think.
I
I was
see.
gonna try again today and see if I could log on.
Well, I think I tried a couple days ago and it wouldn't go before that, so I
But
don't.
they had a,
Did you use caps lock?
Yeah,
Okay. I got onto it
did you get
yesterday.
on?
oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'll try again.
It's a big timeline of all their rollback, and I guess I got the impression from their Zoom that it was gonna kind of start end of the year, beginning next year, but it goes to like 2029 or something.
Yeah, the
There-
motor vehicle part.
Yeah, there's a lot to this. It's not just what we're discussing. There's a lot to this, so. Let's, if you haven't digested that information, let's look at that and then, we can kind of pick it apart and see how it affects what we're doing here. And, see if we decide that we want to give them a chance and see if it makes any changes or not.
Personally, my stance doesn't change much on this, and it's not. I have a problem with the fact that if you live in Des Moines County or Muscatine County and you go get your driver's license, that those counties don't have to pay anything for that. That's completely state funded.
Yeah.
But if you're a smaller county, you not only pay all the same state and road taxes and everything they do in Des Moines, and Louisa County or Muscatine County, you now have to take part of your property tax budget and fund the DOT with it. And to me, that's an issue, and that's a DOT issue, and they should be paying for this and we should not. So that's my stance on it. So,
I don't disagree.
yeah,
But I have from the standpoint that we're here for the citizens of Louisa County, and that's what we're here for. We should not necessarily do things what's easiest for us. We gotta do what's easiest for them, so. I see both sides of it, and I've had a lot of people wanting it to stay, so. Let's just keep this dialogue open. Let's talk about this and try to get some feedback from the citizens if they feel so important about it, one way or the other, let us know so we can make a rational decision. Okay? All right, 18 is a NIHART agreement for Louisa County. Talk to me about this a little bit, will you?
This is, for the 509A report. This is because we are a self-funded insurance. And we have to show the state that it is, sufficient of what we're charging for insurance fees and stuff to the employees, that it's self-sufficient. Because we spent over 2% of what our expenditures were, through the insurance, we have to report this to the state then, so.
For $1,400.
Yep. Required by law.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Of course.
All right, I look for a motion to approve NIHART's agreement for the 509A for $1,400.
I'll make such a motion.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is this the signature for me? It just says Louisa County.
Yeah, you have to sign it.
Okay. That's all that's on my agenda. Does anybody have anything else?
You skipped item 6, Sean.
Did I really?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Well, now it's the time.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. I just oversight.
You won't vote again.
Well, I thought it was because the room was big.
Well, we did clear a few out. So go ahead.
You just got done talking about the driver's license and
Mhm.
two things. Question, when the DOT was running it in the ISU building, remember years ago?
Yeah.
How many days a week were they here per month then?
I believe it was 2 days a week.
Thursdays.
Or 2 days a month.
I thought it was Thursdays too. When I got my license years ago, it was a Thursday.
When I thought maybe it was,
week.
yeah, I think it was every
Yeah,
other
you're
week, I
right.
think.
What, twice a month?
Yeah.
So when Louisa County takes it over, they do it every day they're open originally.
Right.
I'm going back.
Right.
First, that's the first question, why? They went from 1 to, 2 days a month to 20 days a month,
Right.
so that's the first issue.
Mhm.
And then the second issue is the appointment. That doesn't work. I'm telling you that. It might work for their office because it's scheduled out and they know who's coming and. I think for the residents of Louisa County, if it was just first come, first served. When you walk in there, there's a line of 5 or 6 people, you can decide, well, I got time to stay, or I'll come back to the next day they're doing it now. So those are 2 things that I see there. Just food for thought. I mean, if you did away with the appointment part of it and just made it walk-in and just said, we're only gonna do it 1 day a week. Okay, then they're not flooded every day during tax season or, something like that. Just food for thought.
I have a question kind of along the same lines that is this the whole driver's license will be gone or is it just part of it?
It's just the issuance of your actual driver's license. You'd still have all your plates, registrations, all that stuff would still be there. It would just be the actual card you carry.
But just the driver's, okay, so how much time is spent by our employees providing that service that you're talking about getting rid of?
Well, there's more to it than just going in and getting your license renewed. there's people that
There are.
don't have a license that have to take driving tests and.
So is that would be going away? Okay.
Well, that's what we're discussing here. Yeah.
So my point is, are we overstaffed at that point? Are we gonna lay somebody off or a part-time person or something? We're saving this employee that no longer has their duties to do these
Well,
jobs.
they're cross-trained, they do other duties too.
Right, right.
I see your point, but
Okay.
no, the answer to that would be no.
Well, I wonder why though,
Well, we took an employee.
and we've been getting the job done. Even with that employee each took away. So
Well, there's some argument with that.
now we're taking some duties away and
Point taken. Anybody else?
How many on the average do you do a day?
That would be a question for Beth. I have no idea. How many do you do?
Right now,
Yeah.
we do about, well, we take walk-ins if we can. So it could be anywhere from 10 to 20
A day?
on our Thursdays that we issue right now. Yeah, and then we have 4 drives a day on Wednesdays. And we'll take walk-ins if we can in between those. So drives
you're-
take a
you're
little
talking
time.
10 to 15, or 10 to 20 a week.
Plus we work in our re-exams or recalls or line drives. Those take at least an hour.
To do a driver's license, that takes an hour.
They're more than just a drive.
Drive.
Oh, it's a
portion,
drive.
all that, yeah.
To
I
do a
mean, you're just
license,
going to get your license renewed, and that obviously won't take very long, but
15.
if you need,
Yeah.
if you've got people with a language barrier that have to drive, obviously that's.
You're gonna have that no matter what.
No argument.
I know when my grandkids got ready to get their first learner's permit and all, they couldn't get in here for quite some time, so they ended up driving Burlington, Muscatine, I don't know where.
Yeah.
And it takes a kid out of school and takes some driver to take them and wait on and bring them back, and
Did they show up down there too?
I'm sure they did. So
Well,
it's just,
that's something you do as a parent. But the bigger issue would be an elderly
true,
parent that you'd have to
Yeah.
take time and take them up, and whatever issues that come up with that would be more difficult, I think, than throwing your 14-year-old in and go down and get his permit, you know.
Some people don't leave the county.
Sure. That was the problem we had here in town locally without the grocery type store. Is that there's some people that just can't leave.
right,
Anybody else? No? Okay.
I forgot that Farm Service did contact me and they're gonna hopefully start on the tank the 27th next Monday, roughly.
Let's go back a left. All right, good. That's great.
I mean, that's their plan anyway.
What works. Okay. Yeah. I look for a motion for adjournment.
Make such motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Means adjourned. Thank you.
We missed you last week, Bill,
Yeah.
I know.